All right, I think we are good now.
Okay.
Play with team.
Because I'm waiting. Okay. World found, please stand by.
Monster Hunter World!
Oh my god, it has the picture of the character that I made just to test out the loading. It's just some random blonde guy like staring at the screen. And I just spammed the H. His name was HHH. Level 1. It's just some random ass dude.
I don't want to watch this. I'll do that on my normal. Whoa. Okay, there we go.
Good morning, Vault 76.
I know, I'm watching some of it.
This is the Overseer.
Hello, Overseer.
I hope you all enjoyed the party last night.
Oh my god. The floor never changes. I couldn't have guessed that.
And overslept.
I gotta remember how to do this,
But it's time to get up and get out there. We've been locked away.
Right, your character like sleeps in. Lazy ass.
Today.
How do I? Oh, by sex. I'm gonna make me. Oh my god, I already got a character that kind of looks like.
It may be time to leave, but I'll
be
never
fat.
forget the day you all entered Vault 76.
Oh, the stream like had lagged a little bit, so when you said I got a character that looks like me, I looked out the screen and it was still like a girl, and I'm like, what the fuck does he mean? He looks like him.
Oh.
But you all share one very important trait. You are this country's best and brightest. But more importantly,
William Taft.
My family.
I don't think so, buddy.
Shut up, man. Color. Oh, that's my skin color. I thought it was my hair color for a second. I was like, what the fuck? Facial hair. Extras. Let me. I have the blush.
Aw. I don't know if the cinematic is okay. Yeah, all my fellow vault dwellers are leaving and my ass is sleeping in.
Eye socket shade? Yeah, I'm gonna need that because I look like my.
Yay!
Die.
All right, I think now I'm waking up.
I'm gonna have some grime on me, trench warfare, because I've been in the trenches.
Wait, Dylan, I think there's a problem with my game.
What?
When my character woke up, I was in a carriage, and I don't know where I'm headed.
Oh my fucking god!
Some guy just said, "You're finally awake." I'm not sure what's going on.
Hey Barley, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. Dirty boy, yeah. All right, let's find my haircut.
Blood on your face?
I originally did, but now I don't. Look at me, I'm Cool Guy McGee.
Oh no, I'm playing Skyrim Fallout 76 edition.
Skyrim Fallout 76.
Oh, an hour, that bastard, he tricked me.
Look, my character looks like a pedo now. Oh, and it's the haircut creep. It's the haircut creeper.
Yeah, change the haircut, please.
And you're no fun.
No, because you look weird. You look awful and weird.
I look weird and awful in real life.
Yeah, but not like that.
Uncle. Yeah, this is gonna have to be the best hair color I can do.
Oh my god.
Oh, there's dirty
my character has like a bald spot. I gotta change
like in real life?
I do not have bald spots. I'm not balding. You're balding.
Yeah, I know. I kind of am already, and I'm only like 25.
Yeah, buddy. I've got a full head of hair.
Not for long. I'm gonna shave it. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this then. That's fine. I think my character looks good. Let me make me a little bit more badass. Body extras. You want me to wait, Lexi, or should I? Oh, my eye color. I almost forgot.
I mean, I'm changing my character preset right now. I'm
I
trying to find
almost
something
forgot
that
my...
like I already like, and then I'll just like tweak some stuff.
Ooh, Bloodshot? Yeah.
Are you making yourself, or are you making like a character?
I'm making me. Or
Okay.
the best I could with...
Oh, I forgot how to move the frickin' face around. I figured it out.
Can I change my eyebrow color? Can I... Yes, I can. I think it's for like the... Oh, mama. Oh, I gotta make my
Your
ears like a
mama.
little bit bigger too. Yeah.
Okay.
I got the
Oh,
mass. I got the massive fucking ear. Life.
There's a face I liked. I gotta go back to it. Damn it. I
What?
keep accidentally scrolling too fast past this one face preset that I like. So I need to like slow down.
All right, my character's ready. I'll just wait till you're done.
I might be a few minutes. I was
That's
watching the
fine.
cinematic.
How
Okay.
dare you watch a cinematic on my stream?
I was getting immersed.
You're getting immersed.
I wanted to see the intro screen. I hadn't seen it in 2 years, dude. So.
Not on my stream, you won't.
I think literally the last time I played this was February 12th, like 2020.
I think it was because the last time I played this was with you and Hunter. Remember when we encountered the Grafton Beast when I was hoping we wouldn't?
Yeah. The last time I played this was when I got frustrated because I couldn't get my lock picking up, and I cleared out that one vault, and I couldn't do like literally anything about it, and I quit after because I was like, I'm not dealing with that.
I haven't played this longer than you have. Yeah, so
God damn it.
you played it more recent than I did, but that was like 2 years ago.
No, not forehead. I want hair.
Or a forehead.
No, I don't know if I'm having like a stroke or something, but I just can't figure out the character creation for my life. Okay.
Oh, no, gotta do. Oh my god, that looks. Trying to think of what my eyes. I think that's fine.
Trying to make her look cutesy.
As best as a Bethesda game, you can cutesy.
Yeah.
But then again, at least it's not. It's not Fallout 3 or New Vegas where you look like a potato.
Yeah, that is a struggle. Fallout 4, I had mods, and my character looked. She looked really good. But I can't cram a bunch of mods into this, so.
Yeah, there are mods on Nexus. Just they're not as advanced as other games mods.
There probably is like cosmetic mods of some kind.
There are, I think.
But
this is what I do every morning. I gotta spin my head around and crack my neck.
I forgot to say this is what I do every morning. Get cosmetic mods for 76.
What that on the feeling?
How do I change?
Oh, why my pee-pee gone?
I'm getting some new
lips. My right.
I'm putting a load of Botox.
Chicken and rabbit. Birdie.
What are you? What?
I don't know. I'm just like moving my character's head around and staring at things while I'm waiting for you.
Hold on, I'm injecting Botox. You gotta give me a minute.
What the fuck is Botox?
I'm getting my cheeks full. Hold on.
God, what character are you making?
Botox and filler.
Botox and Hitler?
Filler! Oh my god.
Oh, I thought you said Hitler. I was about to like, what are we talking about on my stream?
I did not. Don't cancel me. I didn't do anything. I didn't do that.
First you say terrible shit on our Baldur's Gate 3 stream, and now you're saying Hitler on the Fallout 76 stream.
No.
I swear I'm going to cancel you on Twitter.
No, on Twitter I probably wouldn't get canceled anymore.
Oh yeah, they love Hitler.
I feel like they just praise me on there. Okay.
Fine, I'll cancel you on Blue Sky. I'll have to make a new account. They'll hate you on there.
Barely they would. Oh.
And they wouldn't look at and people on Blue Sky wouldn't look at any other evidence. They'll just see a thing that says you said Hitler, and then they'll be like, oh, she's a Nazi.
I'm not.
And you'll get canceled.
Okay.
My plan is brilliant.
You've got it all figured out. Hold on, I gotta put makeup on real quick. You want 2.2 seconds?
I just want to I kind of want to if I ever upload this as a video, which I probably will, but if I make a funny moments of this, I kind of want to do a scene where it just at random, my character's face looking like this just pops up as a jump scare.
Oh my god. Eyeliner? Not that color. Are you kidding?
Can't believe it didn't take me this long. Gee.
Oh no, not that eyeliner. Crap. Remove. This one. I was trying to give me some funky ass eyeliner.
What? Kind of working. I can't believe she did that. Yeah, I know. I can't believe she did Hitler.
No.
I think we're gonna have to cancel you, Laxi.
Oh, cancel me, please.
What was the thing? I forgot. What was the thing you said when that we were making jokes about canceling you when we did Baldur's Gate 3?
It was last time because it was the heterochromia. I was referencing.
Oh, that's right.
The Twitter meme of the one person, the cat that had heterochromia, and they said, "I love homophobia." And then I put heterochromia on my character, and I said, I think I literally said, I love homophobia, but it's the heterochromia. Okay, no one clip it, okay? And that's what I said.
Yeah, you're lucky no one clipped it last time.
I joked I was gonna clip
it. But you can do it now, and anyone who's here.
Don't clip it. Okay. It's out of context. I'll sue you. It's slander of my character.
I'll sue you.
Some lawyer is gonna say something.
We really are white. Threatening to just sue people.
Say goodbye to college. Oh. Why is... Oh my god. I'm trying to figure out...
Forgive and forget.
I'm trying to figure out the makeup. I'm sorry. Oh god. So yes, I'm not a bad person when you get to know me.
I am. Just kidding.
Dylan is. I'm not. Do they just not have black eyeliner? What kind of criminal activity is this game promoting?
I don't know. Whatever Todd Howard has in mind.
Todd Howard hates women because he didn't do black eyeliner. You can clip that though.
Todd Howard hates. I gotta add that as a quote on
you can clip that.
On my I'm gonna clip anyone who's here. Clip that, and I'm also gonna add that as a quote on my Discord.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go with blue eyeliner because it's the best. Todd's gonna let me do it because he's an asshole right now. Oh, mole. Okay.
Lexi, 2026. Okay. There we go. Todd Bot replied.
What did Todd Bot say?
It was an emote. Todd, ooh.
Oh my god. Yeah, so Todd understands. Okay. I'm gonna name my character.
Okay, I am too. Finally.
Screw you, buddy. You wanted to play with me. You're like, oh, let's play a co-op game together. You picked Fallout 76, dude.
I thought you did.
No, you did. Well, I mentioned Fallout 70. I mentioned a lot of games, and then I mentioned Fallout 76. You're like, oh, Fallout 76. Oh, God, how do I do the camera thing? How do I get the most unflattering angle for my camera picture?
Oh, shit. I can't.
Why does my character, disappear?
Oh, there's how to zoom. I'm just gonna do it like this. Hold on. Like a horror movie. Hold on. I got an idea. Russian. I want the saturate. I want it to be a horror movie. Oh my god, Silent Hill bullshit.
Silent Hill. Oh my god.
Oh my god! Look, it kind of looks like a fucking horror movie or horror game type of thing. Like I'm fucking Bigfoot.
What the fuck?
Okay, this is perfect. I'm a fucking creature of destruction of scariness. There we go.
God damn it.
Oh shit. How do I?
See, I can't get like that close, otherwise my character freaking like disappears.
I can just go back to sleep on my bed. I don't. Good night. Fuck Reclamation Day.
Yeah, like what if I don't want to go out and do it?
Just kidding. Oh my god. How do I go? Oh, social menu. Change my appearance. Okay. Friend request
Hold on.
received.
Who's friend
You just sent
requesting
me a
right
friend
now?
request?
No, I'm still making my card.
Who is Overkill VZ?
They could just be sending friend requests to everybody.
I don't know them, so I'm gonna. Okay.
Guys, I hope
I
we
ignore
can look at
friend.
my card.
I don't think I go. Oh, Yum Yum is on my bed.
Yummy!
Terminal. Happy Reclamation Day. Today's the day, everyone. Reclamation Day. We've been preparing this moment for 25 years. We're ready. You're ready. America is waiting for us, so let's get out there. The overseer. Oh, I can
Perfect.
get.
This is golden. Take that picture.
Yummy! Oh, she's puking on my bed. She just puked on my blanket.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Okay, do you want to go clean that up really quickly?
I'll be right back.
Okay. I wonder, can I go and find him? looking at my achievements. Apparently, I have the cleanest toilet in the vault.
What the fuck?
Apparently. And the best looking hair.
Now after my cat puked on my fucking bed. Countdown to Reclamation Day. Who? Everyone. When? 10 o'clock p.m. to midnight. We've opened the remaining liquor rations in the official Vault Tech party hats. The overseer will give a speech at 10 minutes to midnight and will lead the countdown. Have fun, everyone.
I don't know what room you're in, so I'm like waiting outside the windows of like both rooms, trying to see if I can see you.
Also, Barley, was Overkill you? Because I just realized you did a crying emo after I said I didn't know who that was. If that was, I did not know. So if you want, you can send me a friend request again if you can. I also ad break in 5 minutes. I'll make sure to accept it. Yeah, that was my bad. I didn't realize that was you. I'm activating the washer and dryer.
You must not be in any of these rooms.
Okay.
I was trying to spy on you from inside and I couldn't do it.
Set friend request. There we go. There we go. So what's wrong, Lexi? Oh, I need to get my Pip-Boy.
No, I was trying to see if I could spot you.
Oh.
In one of these rooms, because he's like outside my room. There's like 2 rooms, but I don't see you, so you must not be in one of these. I don't know, man. Maybe you're upstairs, not just in... Or maybe it doesn't show anybody in those 2 rooms. Maybe I just gotta wait till you spawn in. I was playing soccer in the little field out here.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, there's like soccer out here.
Yucca Tapper. Oh, that's the
Yeah,
weapon.
I tried to play it, and I didn't know how. Apparently, I'd never played it before because it gave me an achievement. Apparently, the last time I played this, I had never like opened it up. See, I want to go in here, but they... It's
been a while since I played Fallout, especially Fallout 76, so I'm trying to remember.
They left us no food in the Evotronic.
Oh, you're not playing soccer anymore.
Wait, where are you?
I'm at the soccer field.
Oh, maybe I can't see you in here because I'm at the soccer field too.
Oh.
Maybe we gotta wait till we go outside.
Excuse me.
So we gotta do the little Reclamation Day thing where we go and get our stuff.
Out there in Appalachia.
Oh shit, that's me.
This is the Overseer. Signing off.
So I'm gonna get my stuff.
I'm gonna change
my rat away.
Change something of the graphics. Oh no, I didn't want to do that.
My building supplies. Sir. Excuse you. Apparently, I can't be a woman in this vault. What the fuck? I'm getting a party hat.
At last.
Overseer's office.
Reclamation day.
Oh, I didn't know you could go in the... Oh, that's part of the thing. I don't remember that.
Get out there and see the world.
Come in here. Maybe they changed it, or maybe I'm just... I mean, it's been 2 years, so... I probably just
This
forgot.
is my home. I don't want to leave.
It's a nice place. I wouldn't... Honest to God, I wouldn't leave. I mean, sure, there's like nobody else, but I probably wouldn't leave. I'd figure out how to close the door, get everything started back up, and it'd be my fault.
The kiosks have valuable information to help you thrive out there. Best get cracking!
Secure 3 nuclear silos codes.
Oh shit. How do I run? Oh, that's how to run. I think I gotta turn down the audio a little bit. I
turned mine down a little so I could hear you. I'm in the Overseer's office reading all her private information.
Okay. Voice, I got videos. That. Alrighty.
Operation procedures, day-to-day duties.
Stay hydrated.
Water out there, almost all of it undoubtedly irradiated. When in doubt, boil it out.
Sorry, I'm quiet. I'm reading her computer.
You grab a balloon? No.
No, you can't. I mean, you get a party hat before you leave.
I know. I know that.
But no, they don't let you bring the balloons outside, which sucks. You can't bring the party outside. Keep the entry clear on unauthorized personnel. Okay. Mandatory shutdown.
I can favorite.
Oh, we couldn't even stay here anyway. I forgot about this. Vault 76 will shut down all functions inside 24 hours after it opens.
Oh.
Must be terrifying leaving this
I forgot that's why we can't stay.
Higginbottom.
So unless you could figure that out. Deleted files. God damn it.
You must all go through that giant vault door alone. Unless, of course, you're next to someone else. Which I recommend, actually.
This is the... Oh, wait. Wait. I don't know. I gotta go in here first.
Still pretending it's Reclamation Day, are we?
Still pretending?
You do remember the whole point of Reclamation Day? Reclaiming Appalachia?
Survival first. Members shall await us. Reclamation Day.
Oh, shit. Okay. Personnel terminal. Oh, shit. There's a lot of stuff. If anyone is found accessing this terminal and is not a member of the personnel department, you will be immediately reported to the security chief. No exception.
Well,
just because we're leaving doesn't give any of you the right to steal my stash of Nuka-Cola Cherry. I have been rationing. Can I give you guys a funny hat? Sure. I'll have to. We'll have to meet you outside the
yeah.
whatever the fuck it's called, the vault. I've been violating those rations for over 20 years. If I catch any of you, so help me God, there will be consequences. Oh my God. I realize that it may seem trivial in the light of present circumstances. I would greatly appreciate my reassignment from being processed before Reclamation Day. I have worked many years to pass all written, verbal, and physical tests to become a sanitation engineer. I have a doctorate of engineering from GSU. I don't want to end my tenure at our Vault 76 as a soda jerk. Please let me have the accolades I earned. Thanks in advance. Vault-Tec's reclamation procedure is very clear. All records will be purged before our day. To be clear, after Reclamation Day, there will be no personnel department. There will be no Vault 76. Any of the projects you're in the middle are done. You're in the middle of are done. You, for some reason, can find the time to erase your files. I'll send someone over to do it for you and bring it up to the overseer if you like. All files deleted. Deleted. White House Communications Director, National.
Yeah, and then they ended up being a barber in here. All that like extra work outside, and you got to be a barber.
Never stop learning. Be the best that you can be.
Oh, that opens. Oh, that's probably to where I got to get out.
Pen in my glasses.
Hell yeah.
I'm ready. Wait, I gotta put on my party hat. Hold up.
Wait, is this the way I'm supposed to go? Is this the correct way? Oh shit, that is. There's more I need to go check quick.
Remember one of Vault-Tec's many...
That's right.
Yeah, I need to go here.
It's what built America.
The security terminal. I'm hacking.
else over here? Jukebox. Vault Tech report. 25 years after the vault doors close, you are to prepare your citizens to leave Vault 76 and begin a process called reclamation. Specifics will be disseminated automatically as that time approaches. After Reclamation Day, you are personally ordered to find and secure 3 nuclear silos, codenamed Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. These sites are still nuclear capable and ensure no one except Vault-Tec can access the nuclear or launch nuclear ordnance. Oh God. Be clear, even if there are other authorities, whether government, militia, or otherwise, their claims are just to be ignored. Vault-Tec alone maintains jurisdiction. Fuck you, Vault-Tec. Congratulations, Overseer. Vault 76 is one of the most important projects that Vault-Tec has completed. No expense has been spared on building, staffing, and selecting the inhabitants of your vault. The cream of the crop of America has been chosen, including luminaries from Vault-Tec University. The special classes and instruction you've received about managing a vault do not apply to this assignment. Vault 76 is special. Your mission is to see to the livelihood and well-being of all your residents. Make sure they're ready to colonize America once the all-clear is received. It is to be expected you will face challenges we haven't prepared you for. Adapt, learn, and thrive. America is counting on you. Oh God, there's a lot to read. I hope everyone's fine with me reading all this. I wanna learn.
And I'm trying to hack the security terminal, and it's going about as well as you'd expect.
Nice.
God damn it!
Your job as overseer is to see to the overall health and safety of Vault 76. Avoid loss of life at all costs. Vault residents have been carefully chosen for their unique skills and temperament. Due to the aptitude of the Vault residents, you may be presented with unique challenges in maintaining order. At a last resort, each domicile can be locked down and the resident imprisoned for any duration you deem appropriate. Or solitary confinement can lead to psychological issues, so factor that in. Although the vault doors cannot be opened from the inside, keep the entry clear of all unauthorized personnel. Security team will stow all weapons and munitions after the amend entry point period and will be armed solely with non-lethal device. America is to be rebuilt. If America is to be rebuilt, every life in this vault is special. Preserve them all. Oh, God. Our studies have shown even after a relatively short duration of living with the amenities of Vault-Tec, that test subjects can grow to depend on them. That will not do for Vault 76. After the all-clear message is received, Vault 76 will shut down all functions inside of 24 hours. Air circulation will cease last. And you should warn the vault residents that staying inside the vault can be lethal at this point. Everyone must leave the nest. It's imperative that all residents are focused on the important job of rebuilding America. Okay. Oh, Overseer's log. Hold on. Archive files. God. We counted down to midnight. I haven't seen everyone cheer like that since the Vault Baby number 1 was. I called lights out a couple hours ago. Had to get security to help a few people get to their beds. Then the volunteers and I all got all the standees set up just like we practiced. Need to make the final recordings and then it'll be time to head out that door. I wish I could be there to help everyone on their way, but I know they'll make me proud. As instructed,
I gave up on hacking that security terminal. I could not do it anymore.
We set up the survival packages. I've advised everyone to run fast and far from 76 as soon as the doors open. We have no information about what awaits us. Vault-Tec says we're America's best hope. Now we'll find out. At current count, 6 residents are under disciplinary lockdown. That's up to four last year. The morale officer has managed to quash the worst rumors about Appalachia. Cannibal mutants, burning rain, whatever, but tensions are high. It's generally pretty easy to maintain order. The pedigree of most of the residents is impressive, to say the least. But competence sometimes means arrogance. Arrogance means my authority gets tested more often than it should. Hydroponics have been struggling to keep up with demand. I've been loath to institute mandatory rationing, but in 2101 that may be necessary. 76 is full to bursting with people, more than we anticipated. The award ceremonies are a great way of stroking the most hardened egos. Since everyone's so damned competitive, the low point when someone losing a tooth in a fight over the best dental hygiene. Man, I am so shit at reading. The senior staff has been exemplary or whatever. I don't care. As always, very dependable and loyal. It's been a struggle to keep out overachievers placed. But another year down and we're still here. Oh, I need to take a sip of my drink. Well, 76 World Cup has proven to be a huge hit. The ball damn near broke the jukebox, but the energy in the atrium was... I get the holotape out. There we go. Want to hear the holotape. Is it? There it is.
Overseer's log, or should I say, direct communication. Because whoever is listening to this had the moxie to try to find out where I've gone. But I'm glad you did. Truth is, I need your help. I've been given a task and I've decided to break protocol and tell you what it is. Because if there's one thing I've learned in these past few years, it's that we need to rely on each other. There were 3 active nuclear silos in Appalachia before the bombs fell.
Oh, there's somebody.
The world before.
Hello.
We can't let it happen.
Is their name Overkill?
So we've got
no, dude, it's the ghoul from the show.
Oh, he's here?
Yeah, dude, he's just chilling outside.
I didn't realize that, because I was about to say if it was Overkill, that would be Barley.
I just don't know what we're
No, I thought it was a player at first, and I go up and I realize it's literally the ghoul.
My directive was to go
He's currently standing on a dead guy.
and assess the situation.
I'll check that in a bit. I just gotta get out of the vault and listen to this.
Find me there.
I don't know if he's, like, supposed to be standing on him.
When you get outside,
Hello, sir.
Okay. You have Vault 76, okay. Oh my god! That scared the shit out of me, the vault music.
Oh.
Well, that's pretty fucking loud too, oh my god. I want the master volume up. How do I change the... There's no... Okay. How do I access the, Oh, I don't think I can yet. I gotta get out before I can access the atomic shop.
goodbye. Aloha. Ciao.
Oh. I think I found your friend. Oh, hello.
I'll feel the flame.
Oh, you got a fish.
Oh, shit. Okay, fresh dweller. I'm gonna do a fresh dweller. Ooh.
Hey, what are you wearing on your...
Oh, the atomic shop.
What is that?
Well, I'm gonna check out the atomic shop quick.
Oh.
That's what boosts are. There's apparently some free stuff too.
You. Is that what you're wearing on your head?
I'll be there in a second. I'm just gonna grab some stuff quick.
Oh. Oh my god.
I'm excited to see what it is.
I think I'm wearing.
Don't tell me
really
yet. I
goofy
want to
looking.
see.
I won't.
See what is free in here. What was the free thing?
There's like a few little free things that like popped up on the.
Oh, I didn't check. Hold on. Shelters. Dwellers. Let me check the emotes quick.
Oh, is this for me too? Or is this just in general you're putting this out?
What's wrong?
Oh, okay. I think this is also for me. I've been dropped more clothes.
Nice. Utility. What's the utility for free? Ooh, improved bait. Oh, that's right. There's fishing in this game.
I go. I look amazed. I look amazed. You can see my like face like through. Like
what did I
like
miss over here though?
So you just see me with my glasses.
Yeah, sorry, Barley. I'll be out in a bit. I just need this. I'm just seeing. What did I miss? Oh, there's a Trog. Oh, I own the Trog plushie. What did I... What can I get for free here? I can't see. Huh? Am I just missing it?
I gotta get out of third person super quick. I'm still trying to remember the controls. Gulper skin outfit?
Oh shit, that's cool.
I'll
check this later, whatever.
Axolotl remover.
Featured.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Okay.
Oh my god, how are you just jumped like a crazy high? What the hell? I can only jump that high.
Oh choose.
That's crazy.
First aid. Oh, I'm loading out.
Okay, you're coming out?
Yeah, there also should be a chest out there that other players leave new players in. You could probably take stuff from that as well.
He's got like emotes.
Oh,
he was
nice.
like praising something. Said you'll probably see us.
Yeah, I will. Oh shit, player titles. Okay.
Oh, there's the donation box. Oh, see. Oh, okay. Anglers needed?
Oh shit, there's the ghoul.
Anglers wanted. No experience required. Just a strong arm, a willing mind, and some entrepreneurial spirit. Combine us with the fisherman's rest in the mire.
I'll open all those.
This is very cool. Yeah, there's like fragmentation grenades in the donations box. I would donate, but I literally have nothing of value, unfortunately. Oh, Jesus. Got like a wicked ass gun. That's cool. You just have all sorts of emotes.
Oh shit, hold on, sorry. I'll just put on... Oh my god, I'm doing this wrong. I have not played Fallout in a long time. There we go.
I'd say we were chilling down here.
Axolotl remover. Okay, I'm here.
We got an outfit.
Do I invite the trade or
Oh no, he like dropped it in a bag.
Oh, okay. Okay, there it is. Ooh, nice. Thank you, dude. Let's see it real quick.
Yeah, we got cool stuff thanks to you. Oh god, I keep accidentally opening up the weapon wheel.
Oh shit, that's my weapon. How do I get out? Oh, there we go. Oh my god, I look cool. I love this. That's new. I can't believe the ghoul is like right here.
I know, he was chilling. I X'd out of his he had more dialogue, but I X'd out of talking to him, and now he won't talk to me anymore.
Oh.
He just looks at me.
Wait, where's the donation box?
Oh, it's all the way down there.
Oh. Okay, I'm going to turn some settings down quick. Because I need to my game's a little laggy.
Okay.
Where is my settings? Okay, texture quality. Oh wait, I have to restart the game. Can I turn that off? No. Yeah, whatever.
I'm collecting some flowers too.
Alrighty.
There's like a few hanging around, like little soot flowers.
Oh, I need to see what weapons I have. A combat. I don't.
You don't
need
have many
grenades
to
on.
begin with.
Yeah, I know. Watermelon perk
I got my
bubblegum.
gun.
Ola perk bubblegum. Oh, those are new. Fruit flowers. Oh, here's the donation box. Let's see what I have. What I can take. Well, there's like 103 stim packs.
Oh my
Did I
goodness!
take all
Oh my
those?
God! There was only like a fragmentation
Oh, I just
grenade
took it
before.
all. Oops. Let me put some stuff back. I didn't mean to take it all. How do I split this? Oh, there we go. I'm gonna get like 50. Maybe. God, I'm doing this too fast. Do like 50 maybe.
Okay, I might take
Anglers
like
needed.
10.
There's a thing called anglers
For
needed.
someone else too.
No experience required, just some
There we
strong
go.
arm, a willing mind, and some and entrepreneur spirit. Come find us at the Fisherman's Rest in Tyre.
Yeah, so there's only like a little quest and stuff too. Besides just besides like doing that, but I'm not sure if we have to be like a higher level for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to the ghoul quick.
What? So okay.
See if I can go talk to him.
Well, look at
So now I can
you.
talk to
Fresh from the
Pennington.
can and not a speck of dirt on you. Best watch your step around here. Figured you vultures weren't done cooking yet. Guess I was wrong.
Oh my god, I love how they brought the
Last
voice
month
actor.
come out of that hole. Sounds like there's nothing down there for me though. Saves me the trouble of breaking in. Oh, just a working man.
Oh, I remember this.
This fella here had a price on his head. Thought he'd run far enough. He hadn't.
What's going on out here?
Well, he was dead the moment they put a bounty on his sorry ass. This just happens to be where we concluded our business. Bingo! Got it in one. Run a little business out in Burning Springs from a saloon called The Last Resort. I farmed some of it out.
He's looking at the people down there.
I keep the fun ones for myself. Probably best you worry about yourself for now. Well, this kind of work isn't.
Have you seen the overseer?
Like you. Of course, if that changes, or if you just have a death wish, come look me up sometime.
Sound like you think they're up to
Hell if I
something.
know. So long as the caps from the bounty end up in my pocket to pay for the chems in my lungs, I don't much care what they did. But make it quick.
Okay, man, I'll go
Get
talk to
going
them.
Fast.
What are you doing?
Slow
The one robot down here,
cowboy,
there's
Bible
like people down there that he was like wary of because they want to go inside the vault. Probably to, like I think it's like get stuff inside the vault, but little do they know the vault is like it's gonna be seasonal operations soon.
Yeah.
Well, that's the name
I think
of
they
it.
either want to loot or they want to like take,
Burnt clean away.
or I think they either want to take stuff out or they want to live in there.
Improvement.
I think they wanted
Maybe
stuff
it
in
was
there.
bombs, maybe something else.
Yeah, I'd have to go down and
Rock,
talk to
sand,
them.
Poison dust now. An opportunity. If you got the stones for it. Got a half-assed town out there though.
But I was gonna wait for you.
Highway town.
Sorry, I'm just listening to what the ghoul says.
No, it's fine.
Well, you got a map on that fancy Pip-Boy of yours?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember from 2 years ago when I played.
There's a bridge out by Point Pleasant. Might want to get your feet under you first.
Oh.
Folks out that way tend to shoot first. Forget about questions.
There we go.
Do what you
Yay!
want, 'cause I ain't
The freaking
your
ghoul
daddy.
down here that your
Make
friend
it
was
quick.
shooting at.
I'm getting bored fast.
Oh!
Ha!
Oh.
Guess they don't have manners in that vault of yours. But I'll give you a pass on that this one
And
time.
get some scrap.
since
Are there
you
any
just
more of
stepped
them
foot in
down
the
there?
wasteland a minute ago. Same thing that
Or
will
they-
happen to
or
your
did they
face. You
clear
stay out
out?
here long enough. Ain't the only one neither.
Caution.
Best get used to the
Frick.
sight. This brain ain't for picking. Plenty of locals around here talk you off, I'm sure.
Oh, ad break in 5 minutes.
Okay.
I couldn't agree more. If you get out to Burning Springs, see me at the Last Resort Saloon.
Oh, there's a
Might
dead
need to
guy over
work for
here.
you.
Alrighty.
Responder corpse. Molotov cocktail, fire iron combat knife.
Undercourt. Where
Can I
money.
go on the... Can I go
Well, those
on the
are
bus, or
feral
am I gonna be-
ghouls. I don't want to deal with those right now.
Okay, there's rounds on the bus. Okay. Cooking oil.
Alright, now I need
old
to find
possum
you.
oil. I had quickly gone down. There were ghouls over here.
Oh, I see you.
Look at the
Does
first
this guy
responders thing.
Oh, sir.
Pennington.
Those young ladies down there, they seem exceedingly alive. They haven't yet made any untoward advances, but perhaps you could speak to them? Verify their intentions are civil?
He's just talking about the
Only that
ladies
they appear
down
to
there.
have
Yeah, I
some
know.
vested interest in accessing the vault. One seemed quite perturbed when I told them that wouldn't be happening.
They had to freaking.
But I'm
They had to
not
freaking do a
sure
lot
she
of this stuff.
believed me. I've been keeping watch here long enough to have learned
Oh, there's
that
challenges
outside
and
the
stuff.
vault,
Okay.
people don't always have one's best intentions at heart.
Everyone's
I'm sorry
camp.
to say it, but it's the truth.
I have no
Until
camp.
quite recently, it's been exceedingly peaceful.
marker.
I maintained my post, greeted latecomers out of the vault,
Watching expedition
and otherwise reveled in
missions.
Appalachia's natural splendor. But very recently, it seems people have come back to Appalachia. Those two and more to boot. The non-vault sort, you understand. It's all very concerning. Who knows what they might be up to? Well, yes, but it's been some time.
If you're gonna go
But
talk
she
to
was
him, I'm gonna get a head
resourceful
start on the
woman.
ladies down
I'm
here.
sure she's
Okay.
all right.
Achoo!
Oh, do be careful out there,
Achoo!
sir.
Excuse me.
You want me to come
Yes,
to you now
ma'am.
or talk to the ladies down here? Oh, you're right there. Okay.
I know, I'm talking to ladies.
I'm gonna talk to them too.
Way in there.
Achoo!
Bless
Excuse
you.
me.
A vault dweller?
Thank you.
Hey there!
Oh, got any questions for me, lady? The
Clothes
door's
hanger,
sealed tight.
frying
No.
pan. Oh, I got a frying pan. Ugh, excuse me.
Whoa! Whoa! Just a friend here, not a threat. Just had some questions for you. You came out of the vault, right? I thought it was empty. Wait, is the door still open? My partner and I need a way.
Oh
into
yeah, the
that
big
vault.
one's in there, all right. We managed to
We got
trap
a
it, but I
tip from
barely
the
made it out with my
wayward.
life.
Heard of the place? New bar down the road. So this guy told us that.
After you gave him the last of our
Okay, I was
cats.
kind of mean.
And he said that inside that vault.
Oh,
is
now I
the-
feel bad.
You know, that's where the big one is.
Uh-oh.
Our last chance to turn our lousy luck around. You know, the thing
Oh,
that
no.
brought everyone back. The
I was
treasure.
so mean.
But
I told you,
Um.
Lacey. The guy was scamming us.
Those were the last of our caps. No. Someone has to know something. We're just gonna stick it out until we find them.
Oh man.
Wonderful.
Theobald told her goodbye and overseer.
Thanks for answering some questions for us, I suppose. Seems only fair I return the favor.
Oh,
Anything we can answer for you?
We wouldn't have a spare weapon on
out
me.
here without a weapon?
I have a
Quick
weapon,
trip
but
trying to do this unarmed. Here.
oh,
I
machete.
managed to con them.
Happy to tell you what
I managed to con them out of a weapon, but because I acted like an asshole and messed around with them, they won't tell me what the big one they were looking for was.
My God.
Because I decided to be an asshole and say, yeah, we got the big one trapped inside.
Come back to try and see if they can get a piece of it.
Monsters or no?
Guy we met at the Wayward. Carter, I think was his name. He gave us a couple of leads to chase down in exchange for all our money. Up to us now to make something of them. About Appalachia?
Other than it's a graveyard?
Okay.
There's that. We haven't been here real long.
Yeah, they do not like me, man.
Able to piece together.
Oof.
I mean, once again, that's my fault. I acted like an asshole.
These things showed up.
So.
The scorched.
That's. I mean, I kind of deserve that. It's just, it was so funny.
The bombs might have missed.
I had to click the option. I thought it was so funny.
People around,
oh.
Everything else has gone haywire.
They got toothpaste in here.
We both came over from Virginia. Well, what was Virginia? There's a lot more hot zones that way. And the few spots that are livable, well, they got picked clean fast. I mean, Appalachia's dangerous, really dangerous. But it's better than where we've been. If your overseer crossed our path, she sure wasn't broadcasting it. Sorry. You might ask at the Wayward. Seems like they set themselves up to be a natural stopping point. Watch yourself out there.
I'm gonna save my ammo. I'm gonna use the machete.
Okay.
How do I... There... I guess I have a combat knife. I don't want...
Oh god, I keep accidentally opening up the weapon wheel because I'm a dummy. Okay.
Oh shit.
Oh!
I have to turn the brightness up. It is so dark out. Also, I'm trying to see...
Once again, if you do hit me and I just don't engage, I won't lose that much health.
There's another icon I can grab. Oh, there's all the free. Oh, that's right. I can hold my pet boy for a light. What's wrong?
Oh, he came out of nowhere. He came out of nowhere. Oh my god. This ghoul, he came out of nowhere.
Oof.
Oh my god. Dude. Oh my god.
Get jump scared?
Yeah, because I saw two ghouls out in the distance, so I crouched down. Turns out the other dude was just waiting by. He came up to me and hit me.
Oof.
That is insane.
Okay, where'd you...
That did scare the living hell out of me.
Looted back.
Is
chalk.
Intelligence.
Make sure to loot as much as you can too, Lexi, so we can have building material.
Okay, well.
That's how to attack.
Okay, I got...
Ooh, Stimpaks and Med-X.
Okay. I think I equipped it that right. Okay. I think I'm cooking now. Oh, was there a little guy over here?
He's destroyed and shit.
Orders from Maria Chavez. Paul, I need you to make the monthly scouting run to Vault 76. Those doors have to open sometime. Don't take risks. Observe for a few days and come back, Maria.
Oh, that's right, I can gather wood. God, the music's so loud.
Let me turn down the music.
Yeah, I
There's like
got it.
there's like a little area over here. Is this somebody's like camp? Am I being
I don't
intruding?
think that was. I think that's like a main story thing. Shit.
I sure hope so. I mean, I'm going down gun not out. Okay, it is, because there's a settler up here. Okay.
The hell was that? Well, it was probably
Oh
some
god, dude, there's
bats.
more ghouls.
There's ghouls here too? Jesus.
Weak feral ghoul.
Take a look.
God damn it. Oh my god, this little bastard's fast.
Oh shit, you're attacking them.
Yeah, I got him. Although I'm completing a challenge apparently. Like
Oh, there's a
attack
squirrel.
enemy with
There's a
pistol.
rat. There's a dead squirrel there.
Oh,
Sonny makes a good hoagie.
NPC is.
Gotta keep it. So many places to explore.
Fuck
Hello.
it.
Finding a place
Just looking
interesting.
Appalachia is full of places to explore. You know, on my way here, I saw a place you may want to check
Ooh, a
out.
hunting rifle. I'm gonna take that.
Ooh, this dude is telling me an interesting location.
Well, I'm stuck.
Take a look. You never know what you might find.
Damn. Mountain
Settler's
honey.
Ridge. Dude, got anything good to loot?
Expand our area all the way out here.
Does it is the loot separate? I can't remember. I hope it is.
I hope it's separate because I just cleared out his ammo box and his double.
Okay, good it
Clean up
is.
this, fix that.
Okay.
It never seems to end.
I'm gonna
Yeah, because I.
Oh yeah, that's right,
I
there's
just cleared all
conditions.
that out.
There's a cooking place over here. Quick.
We get hungry.
How do
Any
I
more
use there we
feral
go.
ghouls along the way, or are we feral ghoulless? Yeah, because those little bastards are fast. I
Yeah,
don't know.
just like how they were in
I don't know
4.
if they... 4? I feel like they were a little slower in 4. Maybe it's just me being
It's hard work.
No,
dumb,
they were
but
fast
that's
as
not
fuck
as
in 4.
fast. Oh, a dead squirrel.
Oh, I leveled up. I am going to do
I think one of the last times I played, I went to like I got like ambushed by like these like Mothman like cultists and stuff and had to like run for my life.
actually doing
They'll all want to be setting up places.
what do I want to do? Do intelligence first aid.
Pick up another flower.
Oh, I can. I already have first aid. I can scrap them though. Perk coin. Those are new.
Living out here.
Ooh, give me that.
Scorched, alerted, groaning. Oh no. Hey buddy, where are ya? Oh god. Hey buddy. I think that one had a gun. Are you kidding?
The scorched
Oh, no.
ferals don't get you.
Please,
Oh, are you fighting the scorched? Where'd you go?
There's
There
like
you are.
two. I went down to go gather some flowers, and I hear alerted groaning.
Oh
Turns
shit!
out
Yeah, be careful of the
there's a couple people
scorched.
in here.
Man, I'm sorry I've been like slow. Holy shit! It just the
No, I'm
game's
just
like a
gathering
little.
flowers.
I'm here now.
Okay. I was just collecting flowers and stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna collect
when I
a
saw
lot of
them.
shit. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
they were,
there's
like,
something out in
chilling
the
in the forest.
distance. There's something terrifying
Wait,
out
for
in the
real, where?
distance. You see that? When sneak.
What?
I don't know what the fuck that. Can I use VATS?
Is that a robot? That's a robot.
Oh, it's a
Isn't
robot.
it?
Is it good?
Oh, Protectron. I mean,
Is it good?
if you want, I'll take the bait. I'll go look.
Okay.
Hey there, buddy.
Why
He's
is it so
moving
fast?
Hey there.
It does it have Robo Brain, fucking shit on it.
No, he's like a regular like little guy. Oh, he's chill, dude.
Hey, a ragstag.
Yeah, dude, he's chilling.
Oh, okay.
He just said protect and serve. No, he's chilling.
Oh, he has robo
But he
brain
moves
feet.
real fast.
There's bee swarms. Be careful.
Oh, do we kill those?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Hey, I found like a little box.
I'm all out of water.
Oh, there's a
I think I killed them
beaver.
all.
There's beavers here.
What?
There's rad beaver.
I got rads.
And this dude needs some water.
I
Oh
went
shit.
into the water.
I am low on. I need to drop some shit. I'm gonna drop.
Hit rock bottom yet. Just you wait.
Oh my god, there one. Oh my god, that looks painful.
I gotta drop the party hat, and I gotta drop a bunch of shit.
I'm gonna save some of it because.
I'm low on space. That's my problem.
Oh, okay.
Well, I had a plan. I could,
I'm trying to hoard everything so that I can get a bunch of
yeah.
caps when we go and sell stuff.
And also, don't forget you can scrap things too.
I'm all out of
I know.
This dude's out of water, apparently.
No. I need some
But he's
Hold
a
on, what
scavenger.
more of that
He's a scavenger, apparently.
last
Yeah.
He's talking about
Well, I tried talking
Nuka-Shine.
to him.
train.
Oh. Sorry, man, I ain't got no.
Well, there's a house over there. Wanna go explore it?
That.
I don't
Yeah,
think
I don't
that's
know if
anyone's.
Okay, yeah, 'cause there's unless somebody put a busted up car in their front yard. Isolated cabin. Ooh, there's like letters.
Ooh, a large left antler.
Oh, Ghoul's Note 1.
Ooh. Volatile materials box. What is in there?
Ghoul's Note 2. Interested me and group of your neighbors have gathered to the east. You've been content of a large community like ours living in the capital. Apparently the city was hit hard, but they say societies beginning to grow where we are considered right. Okay. Oh man, this guy in here is dead. Oh, it's the ghoul in
Oof.
here. Reuben? Checklist. Read. Distract him, stash the rest of the supplies, jump in the other crate, pray to God to survive, find anyone from 76, kill Zax. Who is Zax?
I have no idea.
Apparently,
can
I mean, he
lo-
wanted to kill him. It was the only thing not crossed off on his checklist.
Oh shit.
So whoever he is still alive.
Technical data. There's technical data in here. Take a look at that. Oh, I can't equip it.
Oh, he's the Vault 51 Overseer.
Really?
You know
Holy
what?
shit.
I wonder if this was the vault that I couldn't get through, because that name sounds so familiar.
Oh.
I wonder if that's the vault I couldn't get to. Because God forbid I have.
Hey, Lexi, what's your weight right now in your inventory?
140 out of 165.
Do you want to take a few things from me?
Sure.
Hold on, let me invite the trade.
Accept trade invite.
Do you want shit. You need some oh no, you got the other stim packs. Okay. Do you want
I mean, if you give me scrap stuff, I can just sell it.
Okay. Keep all the scraps, by the way, so we can keep, because it's like Fallout 4 with building and stuff. We gotta keep the scraps, but we just gotta find a place we can make like a small little base and put it in a chest. I'm gonna give you some concrete scrap.
Okay.
Oh, I don't want to price it. How do I give that to you?
If not, you could probably just drop it on the ground.
Yeah,
and then
I
I can
will.
just pick it up, right? That might be easier.
Yeah. Okay, did I drop it? Oh, right here.
It did.
I still have a lot of space I still need to get rid of a lot of things. I'll drop this.
Well, now I'm 147 out of 165.
Oh shit, a small Vault-Tec supply package has a bunch of shit in it. Okay. Okay, I'm 168 out of 165. I need to get rid of that. You don't have to pick up everything I'm dropping, by the way.
Okay, I mean, if you want me to.
I mean, if you can carry it, that's fine.
Because I'm pretty sure the town to sell things, or like the little space to sell things, is nearby. It's not too far away.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's stuff over here.
There's like a Shrek outhouse out here.
Ooh, I want to see.
Untitled poem. Sharp rocks where shrimp patches and raspberry guys I think they're coming in the back.
That's some Psycho.
Okay. I got orange mentats.
Oh, nice. Ooh, more antler. Ooh, there's a crafting bench. Oh, we can scrap items here, Laxi. Scrap all junk. Yeah, perfect.
I accidentally hit craft instead of scrap because I'm a dumbass. Hold on. It's gotta like load the
That gave me a lot more weight. Oh my god. Oh, this hunting rifle's level 5, and I'm not level 5 yet. Oops.
Scrap all junk. Okay. Scrapped all my junk.
Oh my god, there's lots of wood I can
Oh.
What?
Somebody was doing equations in here. Somebody was doing equations. There's a periodic table in there.
I can take all those test tubes.
I have no idea what if they were like crouched in a doghouse doing that.
I don't know. I'm gonna go craft something real quick.
Okay.
See what I can craft.
Very odd.
Power tools. Oh, the auto axe is in this game.
That's
I can make a hatchet, machined guns, cold shoulder. That's a special weapon, and it's level 15. I want to make a hatchet.
Make sure to keep. I gotta keep all the outfits your friend gave me.
Yeah, I will too. Switch to modifiable. Add legendary mods to it. Upgrades. Enter the peer.
Oh, I can lock stuff. I'm gonna lock. I don't accidentally get rid of any of these.
Same.
Okay.
Oh shit, I need to repair this. No, that's not it. How do I... That's how to repair. Oh, it's R right stick. Okay. I only have so many repair kits, but I'm gonna...
We could probably buy more.
Yeah.
Or make more. I'm just collecting some more flowers.
That's fine.
Yeah, because it's down this road.
Where we gotta go?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is where we gotta go.
Alrighty. We just gotta collect everything, make sure we have enough stuff and all that shit.
I recognize this house. Okay, this is starting to come back to me a little bit. The house over here. Yeah, I think there might be some enemies. I'm not sure what.
Oh, there might be Scorched in there.
I mean, they aren't too hard to kill.
I think so, yeah. Oh my god, my game is like a little laggy.
Oh, Jesus, that guy. I'm pretty sure he's something. I think they, like, release something. Yeah, so you don't want to, like, step on it.
Oh, I just stepped on it. Oh.
Yeah, it's like, it gives you, like, radiation, I'm pretty sure.
Shit. Hey, I found a bubblegum bear.
There we go.
Hello, anyone in here? Open your
Anybody
fridge door.
home?
Do your shit.
Ransacking the joint.
Oh, I found some whiskey.
Oh yeah, there's nothing in that bathroom.
Sealed mason jar. Mason jar.
Oh my god.
I hear a cat. I heard a meow.
You?
Yeah, in game.
Oh, okay, this guy's dead. Message to Sammy? Responders don't know shit. Every night there's more of them in the sky. Brotherhood warned us all. Defiance has fallen, they said. What the hell does that mean? Supplies running low. May try to get Abby way over to the mountain. Free states have got to know more. Sammy, you read this, get to Abby, straight east of the Red Rocket Mega Stop. She knows the Brotherhood of Steel better than anyone. My angels look after you, because sure as shit, nothing else will. That's sad, and I think he became a Scorched.
Oh. Yeah, do you hear the meow? Let's go find it.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
go
like
find
out
a kitty
that
cat.
way. Kitty cat.
Yeah, I found
a
kitty. Where are you? Where's the kitty?
It sounded like Kitty was out here. Wait, no, that's not Kitty. That's just a Scorched asshole.
Oh, I found pumpkins.
Oh, speaking of Scorched. Kitty's gotta be here somewhere.
My AP
I
is
love
low.
it.
Want some
I'm not
pumpkins?
entirely sure where Kitty is. Hold on, there's somebody in here, yeah.
Can I fight him? I want to hit him.
Okay, you can hit him.
Oh shit, hold on.
And I'll hit the fucker coming at me over here.
Oh, restored desk fan. Just can oil, soap, wood scraps, plastic spoon. Oh, I need the... But man named Butcher Pete!
Butcher Pete's playing. Butcher Pete's playing.
I love it.
Okay. Let's pack of cigarettes.
And a hard hat. Oh, I thought you were scorched for a second.
No.
No, I need to keep the Gulper skin hood. We're permanently keeping those. I am too. Oh, there's an armor workbench. I can scrap shit.
Oh Jesus. Die, bitch.
You okay?
Oh, reach level. Yeah, there was more Scorched out here, but I got to level 4, so worth it.
Okay, let's see what else I can make. I love how you've
God,
been killing everything.
I just see I'm over encumbered. Unopened perk pack. Would you like to open it? Lock picking, perhaps? A born survivor, gun runner, first aid, bodyguards.
Piper's road goggles, Piper's press hat, the Mechanist helmet. I forgot I had these.
Hold on, you have those?
Yeah, I think I bought some stuff. Elder's battle coat, Mechanist outfit, Piper's trench coat.
Yes, hacker.
Vault 33 jumpsuit. Oh, I have the Vault 33 jumpsuit, Laxi. I forgot that was like a free thing. Yeah, from like the TV show special stuff.
That's cool. Okay.
Hey, what is my hunger and...
Okay, I got some of my hacking. Whether or not that's going to be useful, I have no idea. Oh, so if you're over encumbered, you just can't sprint. Okay.
I'm gonna have a beer.
I'm still just going to collect stuff. I get over encumbered. Oh well.
It's fine.
I mean, I already am, but there is something over there with that truck.
Excuse me. Scissors.
Time to go. Anybody home over here? Oh Jesus.
What?
Okay, now I'm walking real slow.
Oh.
I don't know. I mean, the closest... Oh, you little shit. Okay. Oh, yeah, because it takes my AP, so to walk normal, I get... wait for my AP to go back up. Jesus! Oh my god, you scared the absolute shit out of me. I thought you were...
Hey, basketball.
I thought you were Scorched, dude.
Oh, that was a Scorched.
Yeah. Oh, there's
Silver
places scrap items. Okay. Scrap all junk. How much did that help me? I'm literally one. It's the.
Ooh, I've got enough.
My max is 165, and I'm 166. Oh, Dylan, come in here. There's a bobblehead.
Endurance bobblehead, nice. Did you get it? You able to get it, Lexi?
Yeah, I just got it.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Okay, I scrapped all my junk again. Did that help me out?
Oh my god, the bright flares.
That's okay.
We'll have to. We should build a camp together when we can. See what we can make.
We should, dude.
Well, I'm just looking at stuff quick.
No, it's so fine. I was looking at the fields to see if there was any of them hanging around out here. Oh, because there's
Well, I
also
can build a
this
syringe
shed over here. I don't think I've been to.
Ad break in 5 minutes.
A little possum bottle. Anybody home in here?
Okay.
There's a tinker's workbench in here.
Ooh, I want to check that out. There's someone hacking?
No, it's those things where if you kill them, it does the radiation, but if you walk
bottle of
over them,
fertilizer?
they explode. I just kill them, so just in case. I think they might be good for now. Unless something comes wandering in.
Yeah, there's a lot of fertilizer here. Holy shit. Okay, I'm gonna scrap the fertilizer. Oh, there's stuff down here. This. What can I make in the tinkerer's bench? Ammo, okay.
Reload my gun.
Oh, I can make a Trog plushie.
Is this like Fallout 4 where if I shoot a car it'll explode?
Yes, I think so.
I don't know if it'll let me explode this car. Oh, yes it will.
I heard that. Jesus Christ, Lexi.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Don't worry
that
about that.
That would have come in handy when that one Scorch was in there. I could have just... Oh, man. Oh, well. Hindsight's 50-50.
Scrap this. Oh, I can scrap the Vault-Tec supply package. I forgot. It's a premium item. I don't care. It gives me the stuff I need. Oh, and my weight is so fucking high.
Yeah, dude. Same here, which is, I think, like, a little further in. If I remember correctly, there was, like, a little shop with, like, people, where it's like a bar or something.
Yeah, I need to sell a few things there, and then I'm gonna need to keep all our scrap so we can
yeah, the way we're opening soon. Food, drinks, rooms, refuge. Conveniently located at the corner of Route 86 and Route 88.
Oh, Lexi, come here. There's a little oh, there's a thingy over here. There's something over here. Stuff over here. I think there's stuff over here.
Connecting rod. There's like scrap, like connecting rods.
I need to drop some stuff, or at least...
We can go see if we're close to the Wayward.
Oh, I got a lunchbox. Can I use this?
I think you can open those, can't you? Oh my god.
Oh, I'm gonna sell some of that stuff then. Because I have only limited limited ability to run.
Uh-oh, what's wrong?
Nothing.
Is that you shooting?
That's a Protectron over there.
Okay, I thought somebody was attacking.
No, and if they did, I would just ignore them.
No, I didn't know if a player...
Oh, I'm being attacked by the Protectron.
This one is not nice.
I can't
That's
move,
crazy.
Lexi. Kill it. I can't move.
You can't move?
Yeah, I'm very over encumbered.
Okay. So yellow one was nice. This blue one was a dick. There's part of a plane over here.
I need to drop some stuff. Drop.
Oh, because I leveled up, my weight is now 180 instead of 170.
Oh, nice.
So I can walk freely now.
You wanna
On, I'm trying to see if the wayward is up here super quick.
Okay. Let me know if it is. Okay, good.
It is. So if you want, you could walk. You don't have to get rid of shit yet. Go see if they'll buy some stuff.
Okay. I'm gonna try to quickly get there if I can. My God, I
Your
need to get
AP,
used to these.
walk some.
Yeah, I need to
what level
get
are
used
you?
to. What level am
Are you
I?
only level 3?
Yeah.
Oh, you're only level 3. I'm level 4. I think it's because I was going around killing shit.
Yeah, because you're killing everything and not giving me a chance to kill.
I'm sorry. I just saw
No,
it.
it's fine.
The Protectron, I had to kill it because...
Yeah, it was attacking me. It was shooting at me and I couldn't do anything.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure the wayward is right up here. Careful of that little...
I just gotta let my AP... Lexi, there's a cat!
Hold on, I'm running.
It's a tabby.
I'm sprinting. I'm literally sprinting. Like my life depends on it. Oh, I can't pet it?
I guess not, damn.
Bad game. God damn it, Todd Howard.
Fucking Todd.
Fucking Todd Howard.
Oh, there's something over here. Lantern and two. Can I steal the corn? No, damn, you can't.
It says harvest.
Wait, does? Oh, I can.
Yeah, go up to it.
Some of it you can't.
I think when we're inside, we won't see each other.
Yeah, we
I think it's like if you're... Oh, there's a donation box over here too. 2 fragmentation rays.
Oh, perfect.
But I already got a bunch of... I mean, can I put something in there? Because I've already got a bunch of stim packs. Yeah,
I'll take all the stim packs I can.
I already have a bunch of stim packs, so I don't really need...
Oh, I found buff out and a fragmentation grenade, so I'm taking that.
Okay, I've got nothing of value, really. That's right, he's got like the freaking... Yeah, it's so cute because it's painted like a little cow.
Yeah.
It is so cute.
What is this? Oh, I'm gonna just grab a couple of these things, these flowers over here.
Much? Okay, I have 13 caps. I can't afford any of this.
How many caps do I have? I have 7.
Oh, help team litter, solo quest inactive, enter solo. So I wonder if we can go in at the same time because we're on a team.
Enter as team leader.
Okay, and then yeah, I think I can enter when you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can. So we might actually see each other. Oh my god, my freaking picture.
Yeah, I see you.
Okay, so yeah, we can be in at the same time, but only
we
if
can
we're
loot this place, by the way.
Lady, I will paint the walls with you if you don't tell me where Crane's treasure is right now.
Sweetheart, I think you must be sick.
Oh,
let's
dude.
watch this.
In my own bar is a terminal affliction.
Hey.
You think I'm having my people piece this place together out of mobile homes because I'm thrifty? Honey, you picked the wrong time to get a drink.
What are you? Hey! Who the hell are you?
I'm the last thing you're gonna see.
Like hell you are, bucko!
Don't shoot me! I told you it was gonna end badly. Now I'm hoping you're here to have a drink and play nice. I've had a gun pointed at me more than enough for one day.
Well, I can trade before quick. I'm gonna do that.
Oh, only the team leader can perform. Oh, so only you can talk to them while I'm in here.
Really?
Yeah, only team leader can.
Okay, hold on.
So I might
I'm just
have to.
selling shit to her.
No, it's okay. I might have to leave, come back in, so we won't be together. But it's so I can sell stuff super quick. So
Okay.
hold on. Let me very quickly enter. So you won't see me, but that's okay. I also gotta turn up their their dialogue. So I gotta
Okay,
go to my
I'm
audio.
still very. Still need to sell a lot.
Settings, audio. Voice.
Nuclear weight.
Oh.
I need more. Still, I need to scrap some things.
Who the hell am I? Why don't you put the gun down, friend? You're overnumbered.
Pepperoni roll? I just found the pepperoni roll food.
Lucky.
Well, it's in there. You can take it. Get in there. You can loot this place.
I didn't shoot the ghoul. Oh, I'm here to sell some stuff, lady. You don't gotta worry. Trade. Inventory. I'll sell.
Actually, can I...
Weapons. Oh my god, I really don't need like 42 combat knives.
Huh. Well, not exactly the introduction to the wayward I would have hoped for.
Machete.
Oh, sorry about that, darling. First round's on me. Name's
Which one's
Duchess.
the better faring one
Here's
out of
something I
these
could do for
two?
you. Your guess is as good as mine, sweetheart. He busted in here saying I needed to turn over the location of some fellow named Crane,
Sell that.
who I guess I must have served at some point or another.
Sell my
Since
spare
then,
leather
a
left
steady
leg.
stream of miscreants
Keep all
has been
my
making
all my
life
apparel.
irritating. Not exactly good for a budding business. Now that you mention it, I could use an extra pair of hands. See, that boy you put down. He's
Yeah,
not the
I'm
first
clearing
of his crew
house.
to roll in here.
There we
But I
go.
want him to be the last. Normally, I'd
Okay.
send my people out to clean house, but my muscles run off.
I'm gonna
so
talk
I don't
with
have
her
the
now.
bodies to spare right now. But I'm willing to pay good money if you put an end to this for me.
Sure.
So, what do you say? That's what I was hoping. So,
I'm looking for the overseer.
the
Have you seen her?
details. Now, each of these boys came in asking after Crane. I'm thinking we can make that
Crane!
How would you grab the attention of a bunch of single-minded thugs? Well, aren't you a smart cookie? And I think I know just how to do it. Just give me 1
Lady,
second.
what do you want?
Okay, I think I'll just... I just want you to know, architecture ain't exactly my forte. Huh, not half bad.
Okay.
So what I've chicken scratched together here for you is the schematic for one custom-made Crane Treasure Hunting Inc. sign. If I didn't butcher the plans too bad, it's got a little system built in that'll make sending out an advertisement and getting this gang's attention a snap. You just need to build it, Use the tape it spits out to tell the world you're open for business, and then convince any punks that show up to tell you where their boss is hiding. They did teach you all how to build from schematics up in that vault of yours, didn't they?
Just give me the overseer's tape. I help you. Ooh, money.
You vault boys and girls carry yourselves different, like you matter.
Make it 100.
Plus, your Pip-Boy was a
God
dick
damn it.
giveaway, but that's beside the point. You think you can work from these schematics?
Yeah, I think I can. How to
That's
do
the spirit.
schematics.
Hey, if you need a refresher, good old Morty Mort can help you out.
Pretty.
What are you on about, Mordecai?
Hey, nah, I'm not bragging or anything, but I've got some tapes that cover that very subject.
Oh, Mort, not the tapes. Well, you find yourself wanting a refresher? Talk to Mort. Of course, you're gonna need materials, but we should have enough lying around to cover you there.
You know about him.
Get you together a little care package. Throw some rations in there, too, so you don't starve on me. And so you know, you might have to break some of this scrap down for parts.
Perhaps, lady.
But I can spot you some workbench materials, too, since you're doing me such a big one.
We also gotta go
Who
find the
knows?
overseer's
Maybe
camp
you'll
so
learn
we can
something
put
while
stuff
you
in
do
our
it.
strap box. So we
Okay.
can get more
I'm
weight.
getting
Get
information
a show
on.
the road.
I'm getting some information on Crane right
Overseer,
now.
Huh? So you must be the one. No, I haven't seen her, but I have heard her. My people found a tape just on the other side of the road that it seems she left behind for one of her dwellers, though it's a bit out of date now. Maybe it was waiting there for you. Happy to give it to you, so long as you're still willing to help us.
Oh,
Hot dog.
she wants me to pretend to be
Good to get
Crane.
those dolts off our back at
Yeah,
long last.
same.
Just make sure once
She's
you
like
find
glitching
out
out.
where
She's
they're
like
hiding,
walking and all
that their
stuttery
leader
and
gets
shit.
the message. The wayward gets left alone.
Okay. Oh my
And
god.
here, that overseer tape. Sounds like she set up that camp across the way so her people could get some practice in self-reliance. Probably worth looking into if you think you could use a refresher.
Oh, nice. Perk. I got a perk card. I can level up now. Nice. Up. Ugh, excuse me. Lone Wanderer. Oh shit, that's cool. Excuse me. I need strength. Do that.
Sure, I know how to build. I have no idea, but
Iron stomach.
okay.
Fist. Get rid of these. I'll leave inspirational. Oh, I can add hacker along with my intelligence. Why is my intelligence the highest? What the fuck? I'm not that smart in real life.
Clearly, you've been fibbing to the game. Let's do this.
Ooh, item reward. Oh my weight is higher now. Nice. Oh, I thought I leveled up again. Wait, no, my weight is still. Wait, no, my weight's. Oh no, that's my
Could be-
HP.
Yeah.
That's my HP. I was looking at. I'm an idiot. Oh damn! I need a higher
Okay.
lockpicking skill. I need a higher lockpicking skill to get that safe. Damn.
God damn it. Always the lockpicking skill.
Up. I'm gonna go to the overseer's camp quick, so I can
Okay.
So I can go put some shit away.
Hoping those
Oh wait, I gotta
materials
Okay, I'm talking
trade
to
it real
Mort.
quick.
just might need to
I
scrap
should
a
do
few
that
pieces
too.
at a workbench.
No, I don't
You
want
can
to
teach
buy
me
the
about my
bourbon.
camp.
I want to trade. Okay, so how do I sell shit to you, Duchess? Vendor. Okay,
You
there
want
we
someone
go.
dead? Just give me.
Sell the pipe pistol. Sell the bourbon. Sell the Duchess dram. The pepperoni roll looks really good. Holy shit. I'll sell like 2. Harberry. Right, I'm getting the fuck out of this. Also, I'm gonna probably end stream at like 10. That's fine.
Okay.
Got like mostly an hour left. Oh, I'm level 4 now. Nice.
Okay, I'm getting Mort's the little camp tapes.
Oh, I forgot to talk to Mort. Shit.
Apparently he's got
I'll
more
go to
tapes on
the
stuff.
I'll go to the camp thingy and then I'll go talk to Mort quick. There's her camp. Okay. Oh, my stash box. Overseer's cash. Ooh, a backpack. Plan for a backpack, and I'm level 5 now. Oh, I got a backpack on now. Nice. But I got a plan though. There we go. Ooh, a recipe. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. All right, I'm gonna put some scrap away. I prefer all the grenades. Oh, and I can use the hunting rifle now. Nice. I'll put the no. I'll keep the scrap kit. Oh, I can store all junk. Okay. Perfect. There we go.
Okay, bye, Mort. Oh, I can level up.
Player combat is now available. Oh, I'm not disabling pacifism. Fuck you. I need more carry weight, so I'm gonna do. I'll grab that. Ooh, picklock. Okay. No.
Hunter for hire. Okay. Okay. I'm outside again.
See what I can make. Corn soup. Grilled ragstag.
Comforting moo. Oh my god, Dawn, the robot moos.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Okay, my weight is now good. Okay. Now I gotta go talk to Dingleberry again, whatever his name.
Okay. More. Oh my god.
Oh, there's more stuff in there.
Junk. So I'm just gonna put all my junk in here then.
Yeah, that's what you usually gotta do. I just saw a bag of fertilizer just go to the back rooms.
I love that.
You just like went for the ground. Okay, guess I'm not having that.
That's insane.
That bag of fertilizer.
It's like, nah, man. I gotta get out of here.
Oh my god, my Vault Tech picture, like a horror game. Love that.
Store all junk. There we go.
Yep.
Okay, so when it comes time to build,
Yep. Saves.
Will be set.
Ooh, cram.
Overseer's Cache. Did you do the Overseer's Cache?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Mort. What do you...
I know item.
Actually, I wonder if I can go pick that lock now. I can't.
Plan.
God damn it. Hey, Morty.
Glad to hear Vault-Tec actually took
Mordecai.
care of some of their people. You hear these
Where's
rumors
Rigby?
right about him just throwing folks to the wolves. Here's some rations and a fancy suit. Good luck.
I'm listening to one of Mort's tapes.
Well, don't you worry that smooth little face of yours. You are in good
Blue
company.
face.
Because around
Skin.
here, we look after one another. Now, what can I do for you? Allergies. Learned the hard way. I can't stand within 10 feet of a strawberry.
Thank God.
Come on, man, that's a joke. Truth is, I was outside on Doomsday. Now, you see, I drove security, and I was coming back from a pickup in the truck when I feel this rumble, and then quiet. Then a whole lot less quiet. And the truck was hit with this wind, and it was like someone dropped a hurricane on it. I can hear it battering in the truck. Bang, 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 like it's got a grudge against it. And then I unlocked the door and into the back, and then...
Oh my
bang,
god.
I wake up, man, and it's crazy. Somehow, in the back of the truck, alive and kicking. All it cost me was my skin and any opportunity for someone liking me for anything other than my lovely personality. And that was the day I became, well, they call us schools. Not the most flattering name, but still beats being vaporized. I mean, it's got its advantages. Main one is that radiation rolls off me like water off a duck's ass. Can stride through a blast zone like it's a spring breeze. Also, means I can survive in situations that would turn a normal person into a TV dinner. The major downside? Well, shit, you're looking at it, right? Head to toe disfiguration. There's also, well, you might have seen them. Not all ghouls are the same. Not sure how it happens. Why some ghouls lose their minds and others don't.
Oh my god.
But ever since I turned, there's
All
always
right,
this
tape
nagging feeling.
number 2.
Just at
Let's
the back
go.
of my mind that I will have to feast on humans. Raw.
Thank God, I like Mort.
Seriously? Nothing.
I know, he's
Shit,
pretty
I
funny.
thought it was funny. Overall,
Shit, I
though,
thought it
being
was
a ghoul,
funny.
mixed bag. Can't say I'd recommend it as a lifestyle choice. Listen, friend, you happen to be talking to the exact right person to fix your predicament. But if I'm gonna help you, I want something in return. All right, listen, I got this plan. You're gonna help me get rich. See, the folks who made it big off the gold rush, they weren't the prospectors. They were the folks that sold them their shovels. Now, I don't do shovels. What I collect is knowledge. I can go all sorts of places you folks with your rad-sucking skin can't. So, I'm selling what I've got between my ear holes, and you're gonna test it for me. I made these holotapes.
Oh, okay.
Now this set's all the info I dug up about that camp doohickey you Volters got. All I'm asking is you give them a listen and let me know what you think. You will? Oh, thank you. I mean, thanks. Just come back once you've taken them out for a test drive. Now, there anything else you wanted to chat about? Don't have one. I'm an independent operator. When these folks need a hand or got an errand that involves running into radiation, they come to me. Reds? They don't bother me anymore. In exchange, Duchess lets me drink and doesn't bother me too much about my tab. Really, about the best sort of setup a guy in my situation could ever ask for. Well, at least until the tapes take off. Some other time then.
Thank you, Mort. Oh, ad break in 5 minutes. I will listen to some of these tapes.
What I'm doing right now. I'm on the third one.
I have the Overseer's log as well.
Overseer's log, or should I say, direct communication. Because whoever is listening to this...
Oh, no, wrong fag. Now listen to it.
Overseer's log, south of Vault 76. I knew this wasn't going to be the Appalachia I remembered, but... mutated animals, haywire bots, and... no people so far. We have to be ready to rebuild in... what I can confirm is... hostile territory. Fortunately, Vault Tech was prepared. You see this? The cooking station, the stash box, the workbenches, all built with the camp. You need a home base out there. The construction and assembly mobile platform is designed to give you one. Just add resources, planning, and a little elbow grease. When you move your camp, everything you've built is stored, ready to be placed back down in the new area. Use this to establish a foothold whenever you're in unfamiliar territory. I've left my camp behind so you can use it. I know I'm breaking my own advice by not taking it with me. But after seeing Appalachia for myself, I need to make sure every resident of 76 has a safe haven they can start from. I'll make do without it. If it's still standing, the town of Flatwoods is further down this road. Find me there. This is the Overseer. Signing off.
I am. Yeah, I'll listen to his tapes now.
Son of a... what tiny fisted rat built this... Oh, wait a second. They think it's on. Hello? Hello. This is Mort McCoy. And welcome to the first of Headmaster Mort's Edutapes. Today we're talking about your camp. Now, former Vault resident or someone who killed a Vault resident, let's start off with the basics. Placing your camp. When plunking down your camp, C-A-M-P, that's an acronym, for the first time, remember to...
Okay.
Where'd that know? Here we go. Remember to take the lay of the land. Consider the grade of the terrain, general defensibility, and proximity to your surroundings. Could that clipped edge be used to protect your flank? You bet your chops it could. Once you found the perfect spot, it's time to move on to the best part of working with your camp. Construction!
Construction!
Construction can be an intricate process, so a steady hand and an eye for detainment, details... Damn,
take a nap.
That one wrong. An eye for details are a must.
Actually, guess what?
Take a moment to familiarize yourself with the camp's
construction!
intuitive construction interface.
Oh,
But don't worry. We'll cover
I was resting in bed. If you were doing something, I literally couldn't see.
No, I was just saying construction. I'm not near you right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm in the
Okay, I
Wayward.
was about to say.
Okay, on to tape 2.
I'm in the motel.
Hello, dedicated listener.
You're in the motel
I
already?
think...
You ran away from
Welcome
me.
back to
No, the
Headmaster
motel's right
Mort's
next to the Wayward.
Edutapes.
Oh, okay.
Today, in this
Has a
second
sign that
I'm
says
just
I need
I'm just
2
I'm just in
rooms,
the
but...
Wayward right now listening to
now,
the
the first
tapes.
step of
Okay,
construction
I think I have to
is...
talk to Mort after I...
Is that
Because I
still
just
him?
finished listening to
Sounds
his
strange, right?
tapes.
Wait,
I swear
Yeah.
Mort has
Who's
ADHD
electing
like
what
me.
you're going to build? Once you've made that
I
election,
don't know, man.
it's just 3 easy questions to construction success. 1. Is the location I've selected
Lucky for
going
you,
to
Mort,
work for
I
an
listened to
object
them.
of the size and shape I'm building? 2. Have I read the schematics thoroughly? And 3. Do I have all the required materials too? Who the hell bled on my notes? Saul! If I find out it was you, you're gonna bleed on... Whatever. Just finish, Mort. Short on materials? Loot the local junkyard, mills, and warehouses for parts.
Okay.
Missing a critical schematic? Your local vendors might have just what you're looking for. And on that note, this
Don't
has
have anything
been
else going on
Headmaster
out
Mort's
here.
Edutapes. See you again soon.
Mort's
Solomon, for help
Edutapes,
with this better be
Edutapes,
dead. Where are you hiding?
God.
After you
Welcome
finish
back,
listening
lovely
to them, let
listeners,
them
to
know what you thought of
Headmaster
them.
Mort's
Okay.
final
Damn it.
tape
I love
in the
them.
camp series.
Because
Powering
he wants to
your
know.
camp. After listening to the second tape, you should already be well trained enough to build a generator. If you haven't yet done so, I'll wait.
Is Yummy
Screw it.
still in your room, or did she scamper off?
Alright, I'll assume you nailed it.
I kicked her
Now,
out because she
generators
vomited in
are the
my
heart of your
bed.
camp power
Okay.
system.
I
Yeah, I
forgot.
remember
Is my
that.
blanket
All you need
done?
to do is connect
My
it to the
blanket is
object that
done.
needs power with a
I'll go
wire.
put it in the dryer after.
Though, be aware, your wire will need a
Okay.
clear, unobstructed path to establish and maintain a direct connection. Some objects, however, like simple light bulbs, do not require a direct connection. All you need to do is run a wire from your generator to a power pylon. Place the power pylon near your lights, then voila! Let there be lights! Well, this has been Headmaster Mort's Camp Construction Holotapes. Please check back with Headmaster Mort himself at the Wayward to learn more about his other exciting courses, including... Mort, can I still eat this? And mutations. Am I a monster now? And thanks again for listening. Ha! Nailed it!
Like to them.
Oh, hey there. Looking forward to hearing what you thought of those tapes. Now, what'd you want to discuss? Did you now? What did you think? Ha. If I needed smoke blowing up my ass, I'd sit on a campfire, okay? Seriously, what'd you think? Ha. I mean, yeah, that's what I thought too. I figured I'd do a couple more batches. I mean, I'll have this thing down. Headmaster Mort will be a household name before you know it. Thanks for being honest. Now, was there something else I could do for you? Some other time then.
There you go, Mort. Interact T. Why is my interact button glitched out? There we go. Now it's not.
I have no idea, dude.
That was weird.
My character's taking a nap.
Yeah, I get it, Laxi. I'm taking too long. I know. How many? I have 70 caps now.
Well, sleeping does heal you, so...
Yeah, I know. Does it heal the rads? No, it doesn't.
No, just your health. I had to use a rad away. No,
I'm
but
not
I
gonna
had
risk.
like... I healed the rads and I had 95 out of 100 health. So, there is people up here. I don't know who they are.
Are they
Oh,
players?
Brotherhood Hope. Brotherhood Hopeful.
Oh, that's probably the start of Brotherhood
And Brotherhood
quest line.
Initiative.
Kill them. Getting to... Oh, it's raining outside.
Well, now they're aggro.
You killed them?
No, I'm kidding.
I was about to say that would be fucking dangerous.
I
see
shot
you.
a bullet into the distance to see if you would notice that first.
No shit, I didn't want to do that. Shit. Alright. Talk to these Brotherhood assholes.
Yeah, I mean, it's the very beginning of the Brotherhood. Maybe they're a little bit... This guy's a freaking gun pointed.
Join up too?
Oh.
I'm gonna join up and take on the wasteland.
Ooh, there's a duffel bag over here.
Atlas is in good hands. Night Shin's trained as well.
And there's a cooking station.
Okay,
Right?
They just say like
dirty
generic
water.
lines.
Oh, they don't
If this order puts up half the
say anything?
Yeah, they're like, oh, no, the Hopeful's like, oh, I can't wait to join up, and then the Initiate's like, yeah.
Oh. Well, they don't give us any, like, options and stuff. Okay.
No. Little do
Make sure
they
you're
know,
cooking,
in the
too.
very far future, it's gonna be
I'm
all
an
over
asshole.
for him.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a robot up ahead. Is that evil? Oh no, Mr. Farmhand. Maybe not evil. Maybe friendly.
Oh, I should get the quest for first content. No, I gotta do the Hunters for Hire one.
Oh, hey, buddy. Oh, he's got a little hat. He doesn't talk, but he's real cute. And somebody's camp's over here.
Ita 2000. This must be his.
Yeah.
I don't know. So where do you want to go so we can do the crane and treasure hunting thing?
Was there like a specific place we had to go for that, or?
No, we can just probably like go like we can do it like right here maybe.
Okay, then we can probably
Ooh,
do that.
I found an iron deposit.
Neat.
Okay, I'm gonna build. How do I get into? Oh, how do I place my camp again?
Read the Did you read the schematics?
I think I did. Oh, never mind. I did it.
Oh God! Something's attacking me. Something's attacking me.
Mongrels. Where are they? I can't see it. Damn dogs.
They came out of fucking nowhere.
Mongrel?
Jesus
Yeah, mongrel.
Christ.
Where the fuck did they come from?
I got no idea, man. They literally popped out of nowhere. Okay. Oh no, that's just my camp.
Okay, I gotta place mine somewhere. It won't let me place it anywhere.
Do we have to place our camp to do the sign? Is that how that works?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Well, it won't let me place mine.
Oh yeah, sign at your camp. Okay, hold on.
What's down here?
Maybe we gotta go to flatter land?
Lean back and take a deep breath.
Oh my god, that scared me. Oh, it's
Oh,
just
even though
glowing
it's marked
fungus.
red, it's letting me place it on the road.
Oh. Then let me try to do that there too. Oh, bloodleaf.
Oh no, it overlaps with an existing building.
Oh. It's probably because that one dude's camp is there.
Yeah, I don't... We might have to go, like, further... into the woods, maybe.
Maybe. I'm just looking around trying to see if I can find spot. You probably gotta find flatter land. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I thought this was you.
No, that lady is not
There's
me.
a settler wanderer. Fucking damn it. Let me place this shit somewhere. Come on.
There's a bridge over there. You want to try to go to Flatwoods quick? So, and maybe we can find a spot there?
Yeah, I'm coming to you.
Alright, I don't have the... I need to put the quest on for Flatwoods.
I need to do that too.
First contact. Okay, where... Alright, I'll wait for you over here. Oh, we're here in Flatwoods.
I'm right here. Yeah, home of the green monster.
Yeah, it's more like pale. Oh, I can place my camp right here quick.
Okay, so then maybe I can also place mine on the road somewhere.
Okay, let me see if I can build the
God damn it. Did it highlight green when it worked?
it highlighted blue.
Okay.
Broadcast tape issued. Please deposit data tape into any relay system terminal. Target marked.
How do I exit out?
God fucking damn it.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, is this the rain treasure hunting?
Yeah, but how do I load?
Not suspicious looking at all.
Load broadcast tape into a radio tower and activate the connection? How do I do that?
You gotta build a radio tower there?
Oh, shit. I didn't realize that.
Does it show in your camp? Like something you can craft? Because I can't put my camp anywhere, so I can't see the menu.
I'm checking.
So I was gonna try maybe...
Oh, maybe it needs power?
Maybe you gotta make a power thing first?
I can't make any power thing. What are you attacking?
A car.
Oh, don't kill me, Pete.
I think it'll kill you. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do anything.
Maybe Google it? Maybe look it up?
Yeah, could you look it up for me quick? Oh wait, maybe it's a radio signal? No, it's not a... Broadcast tape. Maybe it's something I have? Oh, there it is. It's a tape.
Okay.
Please insert tape into connection target. How do I connect it, though? That's the thing. I don't know how to connect it.
You might have to use your phone and look it up.
Okay, yeah. Where's my phone?
I'm gonna head over here and see if I can place my camp down somewhere. It'd be nice to also see what you're seeing.
Okay, so yeah, I do need to load it into a radio tower, but how do I get the radio tower? Walk through, okay.
That you build one. Okay, I can build my camp here. Right in front of the Brotherhood Hopeful, so...
Oh, I have to load it into a radio tower nearby. It's radio tower, relay tower, EM B127, wherever the fuck. Oh, it's on my map. I'm an idiot. I just gotta remove the front. Yeah, we gotta load, we gotta go to a radio tower and load it in there.
So we gotta build our camp near that radio tower?
No, we can leave it where it is. It's not super far, I think. Check. Yeah, the radio tower is just like it's near. It's not super far.
Okay,
I'm gonna head to it now.
I have to build. Oh Jesus! I gotta build my crane for hire. Okay. I think I'm headed the right way.
It's hard work making a living out here.
Who are you? Scavenger.
It ain't easy when you have to force your way in. I could really use some bobby pins.
Okay, I'm coming over.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Actually, I'll give her some bucks.
Look, I'm not unreasonable. As many
She
as I can
wants
get my
bobby
hands.
pins?
Beggars can't be choosers. Sometimes one is all it takes. Now the world has gone to shit.
Oh, those are
The
protectrons.
rich gonna be poor, and the poor gonna be rich.
They're good though, I think.
Protect
Oh, the responder protectrons.
Okay.
Okay, so we gotta
I
go
gotta find
this
that radio
way.
tower.
Yeah, it should be up here, I think. Let's Skyrim our way up somehow.
I'm trying to go like around here because it looks like there's a way up here.
You hear that? It
Hear
was like
what?
boom, 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 boom.
I didn't hear
Maybe
anything.
it was just
I
maybe it was just
I wasn't really
ambience.
close to you.
Oh, might be
Okay.
just ambient. Oh, I'm hearing it. Yeah, it's ambient.
Okay. Jesus, this thing is freaking. Oh, I see it.
Okay, perfect.
Hope there's nobody freaking here.
I hope there's no one here either.
Oh, well, I spoke too soon. I heard a gunshot.
My game's lagging a little. The wild nut fruit.
Oh, Jesus, they're scorched.
Of course. Hold on, let me attack some.
I think somebody
No.
else is hitting them.
Oh, there's ghouls in
somebody else
here.
in there?
There's ghouls in here. Feral
Oh,
ghouls.
they're fighting each other. Oh, I can level up. Oh, maybe in a minute.
Is that you? Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, this is me. I'm gonna level up
Okay.
super quick. Unopened perk pack card. Okay, open it up.
Ooh, boiled
Craft
water.
shot, action girl, iron fist, moving target.
Ooh, I can unlock this first aid kit. Give me all that. Nice. Ooh, a gas mask. Military grade circuit board. Ooh. Something got turned to dust.
Okay. Is that a note?
Ooh, give me that. Oh, here's the computer, but I want to look around quick. I want to like, ooh, what's
Yeah.
this? There's like a little vehicle. Military ammo bag, army helmet. Let's see what's in here. Ooh, IV bag, purified water.
Explosives crate. For me, I got a fragmentation mine.
Shit,
Power armor units must stand.
I'm low on space. God damn it.
Well, good thing we're close by to our camp
true.
and other stuff too.
Need a grilled ragstag. Oh, I'm not out of space anymore.
No, I don't think there's anything along the side there. Let's see.
Check real quick. Ooh.
Oh, scorched
mut fruit.
detection communications.
Ooh, brain fungus.
Emergency management. In case of emergency, authorized users may utilize U.S. government supply recreation holotapes to connect with the automated NCRA systems. Oh, that's right. I gotta load the broadcast tape. Okay. Activate transmitter connection.
And then we gotta go back to our thingy.
Yep.
I gotta load the holotape quick.
Message uploaded.
Okay, I'll wait for you.
Initiating broadcast pause.
Alrighty, let's go return to our camp.
All consumers. New business established. Please log.
Was there something
Hopefully
over
there'll be
here?
somebody there already.
Oh no, damn. Oh wait. No, there's nothing.
God damn it.
There will be people, don't worry. The guys that we gotta kill or deal with.
Gee, there's like a UFO-shaped building in the distance.
Really? Oh, I know what that place is. I've been there before on like a PlayStation playthrough. Sean and Joe.
I remember the one time, I think it was when this game first came out, and I played it on PlayStation, and I went to like that, like, it's not an amusement park. Yeah, it was like an amusement park.
What the fuck? I just got hit by something. But nothing's there. No, there was nothing there. What the fuck?
I have no idea, man. I remember there was like an amusement park and I climbed up the water slide backwards.
Oh, I remember that. Wasn't I there with you?
Yeah, you weren't. So was Tessa. Tessa was.
Yeah, that was fun. That's fun that you did that.
Figure out what that amusement park is.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to go back there.
I'll have to like Google it because I think it's because it was a bunch of ghouls there, or Scorch. I think there might have been ghouls that were hanging around there. And I had to kill a bunch of them, but I was surprisingly pretty good with the shot.
Wasn't there Mirelurks there too?
Maybe. I'm not 100% certain. Because yeah, this would have been when the game first came out and you had it on your PlayStation, but you didn't like buy it. It was on there though.
Yeah, I don't know how or why.
What the hell's going on here?
Okay, wait to see who the sign draws in. Let's see.
Like hell. I haven't seen Crane for weeks.
Oh,
and now you're
okay, so you'll see a person walking, I think. So I see like a marker.
Where is he?
There's somebody walking over here, taking their sweet time doing it.
Fine. I'll find Crane myself.
Hello?
Thanks for nothing, prick.
Yep, right here. Oh. Where's your gang? Tell me or I'll eat your eyeballs? No.
God. Where the fuck is the other guy? Oh.
Is there supposed to be somebody else who comes?
Pretty radical.
This it? Thought you were some kind of big shot.
That first guy I talked to was no help.
You've got information our boss wants. You tell me where this treasure is, and he's willing to leave you alone. Scout's honor. You what?
Oh, there is another person.
Sure.
Hey.
Fine,
Or no, there
fine.
isn't.
We took over the old West Virginia lumber
Uh-oh.
company in the north.
Free radical? Hey, buddy.
Come on. Let's get out of here.
I scared them off. I'm so strong.
Oh my God.
Level 6 now.
Okay.
Can I scrap this?
Can I use my good charisma or intelligence to get out of this? Oh, strength too? No, you tell me where your hat is, I'll turn you inside out.
Okay. Modify, okay.
I
Oh, there we
learned
go.
the location.
I can scrap it, nice.
Rank 1 achieved. I'm not sure what that's for. Okay. For what you found to Duchess. Okay. So I figured out their exact location. Then go tell Duchess about it. These cowards are still fucking running away.
How do I store my
Your camp?
Yeah, how do I store it?
I have no idea how to store it. All I see on my Pip-Boy is an option to move it. So I'm just
Oh,
gonna keep
okay.
mine there and then just move it if I have to. There might be some sort of way to do it.
Where do you? Oh, move camp left button.
Yeah, but it costs
Oh.
like 5 caps, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we got to leave it there for now. I can level up now.
I did. Duchess, bring me your finest flannel. I'm heading to the West Virginia lumber.
What does Dad hate about Father's Day? Having to celebrate it. I don't get it. I'm gonna put in some. Oh, ad break in 5 minutes, but I'm gonna be ending soon.
Oh, you're kidding.
What?
The West Virginia Lumber Company? Mort is saying last thing he heard was that it was infested with super mutants.
Oh, girl.
I don't have big guns, Mort.
I don't want that. Action boy, I can't. Oh yeah, it's 10 o'clock now, so I should actually end stream. Alrighty, well I'm gonna dismiss the ads. Well, that was fun. We're definitely gonna have to play this again alongside Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah. True.
How do I quit the game? Oh, menu. Oh, what's in the hold on. Oh, I can get free things for my camp. Hold on. I'm gonna do that real quick. Wait, no, I still can't see what the. I have so many
Mort's giving
atoms.
ideas on how
I
to
have
do
so
them.
many atoms I can buy, literally buy shit.
Okay, Mort. Good thing I've got
I
everything
can
I
get
need,
a
buddy.
mini Death. Should I buy the mini Deathclaw statue, Lexi?
That'd be cute if you did. How much does it cost?
200 atoms.
That's not bad.
I bought it.
Okay, Mort gave us some helpful information on how we can possibly deal with some of
Valentine's Day plushie. Don't mind if I do. Well, a Grognak plushie. I'll buy that. I gotta pee.
Wonderful.
But that can.
Are you gonna end stream first?
Yeah, hold on. I just gotta see what I can get. Deep well. Vaultec prototype purifier. Mole rat generator suite. Interesting. Well, I don't know what I can get at. Oh. Ugh. Had a fucking chill moment. Alrighty, well, that was fun as hell. Okay, and it saves automatically. That's good.
Yep.
Let's go see who I can raid. I gotta turn off my controller first.
And then I gotta go find Yummy and give her medicine.
Yep.
Wherever the cat may be.
Just putting away my controller quick. Okay, it's okay. Let's go see who is online. And then after stream, I have to go piss like a motherfucker. I've been so distracted by Fallout 76 that I probably had to pee really bad. I accidentally went to YouTube. God damn it.
Yeah, not it, bro.
That's the wrong fucking place. Not where I'm streaming at, damn it. Ugh. Oh, Diana's streaming.
There you go, dude.
I'm gonna raid her then. Oh, she's doing a collab. Okay. So slash raid Diana. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out. We're going to go raid my friend Diana. She is playing something called Emissary Zero with Disappointing Guardian and Erin Ruri. Make sure to give them, all three of them, support, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.